Okay, so someone on Reddit posted their complete car ownership breakdown. Hyundai Venue bought in 2019 for 13 lakh rupees, and 6 years later they spent around 21 lakh rupees in total. Right, so that's the purchase price plus fuel, services, insurance, everything. And they've only driven around 47,000 kilometers so far. Now look, I'm not here to tell you whether to buy a car or not, that's your call, but I think it's worth understanding where all that money actually goes, because some of these numbers are actually wild. Hello folks, I'm Shashank and you're tuned into FinShots TV. We're part of 01 Media. And if you've been putting off buying insurance or aren't sure if you have the right coverage, Redditor can help. They offer free calls with certified advisors who'll walk you through it. Link is in the description. Okay, now let's talk about cars. Right, so when you buy a car in Bangalore for around 13 lakh rupees on road, here's what's happening. The ex-showroom price is around 10 lakh rupees, but that 10 lakh rupees already includes 28% GST on cars. The actual manufacturing cost of the car is around 7 lakh rupees. Then the government adds 28% of GST, now that's around 2 lakh rupees, and cess on top of that is another 20,000. So that's 2.2 lakhs to the government before the car even reaches the showroom. But we're not done yet. When you actually register it in Karnataka, you pay 14% road tax. Now that's around 1.4 lakh rupees, plus registration and RC that costs around 600 rupees, a road safety cess of 1,800 and insurance with 18% GST on that, which is 50,000 rupees, and 9,000% of that is just tax, by the way. So total government take up front is around 3.7 lakh rupees, and now that's already 31% of what you just paid. Okay, now here's where things get interesting. They don't stop there. Every year you own that car, the government keeps taking. You're buying petrol, right? About 1,150 liters a year at Bangalore's average driving of 15,000 kilometers. Petrol costs around 100 rupees a liter. 40 rupees of that is just taxes. So over 15 years, you would have spent around 7 lakh rupees just in fuel taxes. Now add insurance renewals with 18% GST every year, service GST, toll taxes. So, you paid 12 lakhs to buy the car, the government makes around another 13 to 14 lakhs from that car over its lifetime. Folks, they actually make more than what you paid for it. Okay, now check this out. The same Venue car in Bangalore is around 12 lakh rupees on road, but in Chandigarh, around 11.4 lakh rupees. Now, that's a fat 60,000 difference for the exact same car. The culprit is road tax. See, Karnataka charges 14% road tax, Chandigarh being a UT, just 6%. So people figure this out, right? They live in Gurgaon, drive 250 kilometers to Chandigarh, give a friend's address, register the car there and save 40 to 60,000 rupees and drive back with Chandigarh plates. Now, there's no enforcement, states can't track vehicle across borders, so you've got people gaming the system because, well, why wouldn't they? But here's the weird part. We have GST, right? One nation, one tax, uniform tax across India for almost everything. But why do we have 30 different rates of road tax for 30 different states? Now, same national highways, same condition of roads, by the way, and still different taxes 50 kilometers apart. Now, why can't road tax be uniform? Well, the argument is that state governments should set their own rates based on local infrastructure needs and revenue requirements. States actually fear losing revenue and autonomy, while road quality varies so much across regions that a single national rate actually feels unfair to them. Now, I don't have to tell you that the only thing uniform across India is pothole-ridden roads. Now, there's one more thing about that purchase price. Now, you walk into the showroom thinking that you'll buy the base model, okay? Maybe the Nexon Smart at 8 lakh rupees. But then the dealer shows you what you're not getting. No alloy wheels, no touchscreen, manual AC, basic fabric seats, no rear parking sensors, and suddenly the base model feels incomplete. So, you move up to the mid-variant, that's 10 lakh rupees now. But then you're already spending 10 lakh rupees, so why not add the sunroof variant for 11.5 lakh rupees? And oh, you definitely need the parking sensors and a reverse camera. Now that's another 15,000 rupees. Dash cam for another 18,000. Floor mat, seat covers, extended warranty. Before you know it, that 8 lakh rupees car that you budgeted for is now 13 lakh rupees on road. The price shoots way beyond what you planned initially, and you're just justifying each upgrade because, well, you're already spending this much, so what's another 50,000, right? Okay, So now you spent 13 lakh rupees instead of the 8 lakh rupees that you walked in planning to spend. Now let's talk about where you're going to put this car once you buy it. Take Bangalore. As of November 2025, Bangalore had 1.2 crore registered vehicles. That includes 83.8 lakh two-wheelers and 24 lakh cars. Every single day, Bangalore is adding about 2,774 new vehicles. Of those, 500 are cars. So that's about 15,000 new cars every month in Bangalore alone. Delhi also has the same story. 1.54 crore vehicles, 32,000 kilometers of roads. Right now, purchasing power has gone up. More people can afford cars now. Road tax revenue has gone up too. Karnataka collected massive amounts from all these registrations. But here's what hasn't gone up. Parking spaces. Traffic police in Bangalore registered 6.33 lakh cases of wrong parking just until September 2025. Now, in the last 2.5 years, that's from 2022 to mid-2024, 28.59 lakh parking violation cases were filed in Bangalore alone. Okay, take a look at what's happening on the ground. You know Kanakpura Road in Bangalore, right? They've actually built a cycle lane as part of a road makeover. Very good move. Well, those cycle lanes are now just parking spots for two-wheelers mostly because there's nowhere else to park. Residents got furious, they complained to the police and BBMP, everyone, but the vehicles just came back the next day because where else will they go? Same things across Bangalore. Cars parked on footpaths, pedestrians are forced to walk on road alongside fast-moving traffic just to get around parked vehicles. Now, to tackle this, the Greater Bangalore Authority did announce plans for 66 multi-level parking complexes across the city to be completed by, well, the timeline keeps changing and no one really knows that when they'll be ready. Now, each complex would have 9 floors, 7 lifts, space for 485 cars. Now, I did the math. 66 complexes into 485 cars is 32,010 parking spots, but Bangalore has 24 lakh cars. So they're building parking for 1.3% of the car population. Meanwhile, Delhi had just 32,000 legal parking spots as of 2025. For 1.5 crore vehicles, that's roughly 481 vehicles for every 1 legal parking spot. So like, what's happening? Cars are just everywhere, parked on roads, footpaths, and people are literally getting into physical fights over parking spots. In one case, a couple was thrashed just for parking near their neighbor's house. Now, in 2020, Bangalore did try implementing Parking Policy 2.0 to tackle street parking policy to fix congestion, requiring residents to pay annual fees of 1,000 to 5,000 rupees to park in front of their own homes, by the way. But that never saw the light as well. See, vehicle registrations are growing at 10 to 15% per year, but parking infrastructure may be 1 or 2%. In the last 10 years, Bangalore went from 41.5 lakh vehicles to over 1 crore vehicles. Now, do you know how many BMTC buses were added in those 10 years? From 6,064 to 6,776, that's just 712 buses. So people buy cars because public transport isn't keeping up, metro prices are being jacked up to almost 2x the rate. Okay, now, after all this, paying 12 lakh rupees, fighting for parking, paying 13 lakhs to the government over the next few years, how much do you actually use the car? Now, an average Indian drives about 15,000 kilometers a year. In Bangalore traffic, the average speed is maybe 20 kilometers per hour on city roads. So that's 750 hours of actual driving per year. There are 8,760 hours in a year, right? So your car is being used only 8.5% of the time. The other 91.5%, it's just parked and sitting idle. Now that's an asset you spent 12 lakh rupees on, used less than 10% of the time. Now compare that to literally anything else that you own. And while it's sitting there, you're still paying for it. Depreciation, insurance, parking charges, all ticking away while the car just exists. Now, I don't know, it's just an interesting thing to think about, right? Like, we don't really think about utilization when we buy cars, but maybe we should. That's probably why e-scooter sales are up 11% while car sales are dropping. People are doing the math now. But folks, here's the thing. We're only talking about the financial side today, and that's important to understand. The numbers are what they are. But there's another side to this that's harder to put a price tag on. The comfort of having your own car, being able to go anywhere at any point in time without depending on anyone else. Now that's real value. Like if your parents need to go to hospital at 2 a.m. or you want to take a weekend trip on a whim or just have the freedom to not wait for a cab, then that matters. Plus, even though it's a depreciating asset, it's still an asset. It's yours and you're going to create memories with it. Road trips with friends, dropping your kids to school in future, picking up relatives from the airport, all of that. Now, those things have value, human value. So look, this video isn't about telling you not to buy a car, it's just about understanding what you're getting into financially, because I think when you know the full picture, both the costs and the benefits, you can make a better decision for yourself. Whether that's buying the car, going with an e-scooter, using Uber, or some combination of all the three, that's completely up to you and what works for your life. Anyway, that's it for today, folks. Let me know what you think in the comments. And that Reddit guy with the venue, well, you know exactly where every rupee went. I'll see you in the next one.